Hello, this is a walkthrough of a non-linear simultaneous equation. This is a particularly tricky one because, well, for want of a better expression, it's a messy equation. So we've got equation 1 there, got equation 2 there, and I'm going to rearrange equation 2, call it 2 prime. Now if I rearrange that, I can actually make it y equals 1/4 minus 3/4 x. And immediately there you could probably see why it looks a bit messy. Well, what do we have? What does that give us? Well, I'm going to sub in 2 prime into 1. So I'm going to sub this one into that one. So what that does is it gets rid of y. So I've got 2x squared plus 3x times y. So instead of y, I've got 1/4 minus 3/4 x plus, and then I've not got y squared, but I have got now 1/4 minus 3/4 x all squared equals 6. So what you're looking to do with a non-linear simultaneous equation, that means you've got some quadratic parts going on there. You've got your x squared and your y squared. You use your linear bit, which is 2. You rearrange that and you substitute it in. And this is about as tricky as it would get at A level in terms of the messiness of the equation, just because we've got so much to do. Well, let's have a look what happens here. Well, let's expand everything. So I get 2x squared plus 3/4 x minus 9/4 x squared plus, and then that's the square of the bracket. If I square that, I do 1/4 minus 3/4 x times 1/4 minus 3/4 x. I get 1/16 minus 6/16 x plus 9/16 x squared, and that all equals 6. Right, now that doesn't look very nice, does it? So this is something that you would take a lot of time on. Be very careful with each step. Now, what am I going to do here? I am going to multiply everything by 16. It's just because I don't like the fractions. The fractions are putting me off. They're making it very, very tricky. So that now becomes, let's have a look what happens when we multiply both sides by 16. The equation's still the same. It just gets rid of the fractions. So I've got 32x squared plus 16 times 3/4 is 12x. 16 times 9/4 is 36. So 36x squared plus 16 times 1/16 is 1 minus 6x plus 9x squared equals 96. Well, why did I choose 16? Because you look at the denominators, 4, 4, 16, 16. Multiplying by 16 will get rid of those. 4 goes into 16 and 16 of course goes into 16. Right, it's a bit of a war of attrition, this is. Don't be put off if you find these taking time, because I'm doing it here, and I've done these for years. It's taken me time. Let's just rearrange everything. Let's put together all my x squareds. So I've got 32x squared minus 36x squared plus 9x squared, which gives me 5x squared. What about my x's? I've got 12x minus 6x, so I've got plus 6x. Now, what have we got in terms of just the constants? I've got 1, and then I've got 96 there. So I'm going to bring that over and do 1 minus 96, which of course gives me minus 95. Take away 95. Well, if we look at this, it doesn't seem obvious at first, perhaps, but that does factorise. I know this is going to be 5x and x because 5's a prime number. It does factorise. And 19 and 5 are handy numbers. So I've got a 5 there. 5 times 5x is my 25x. Take away 19x is 6x. So that gives me solutions. X equals 19 over 5. And x equals negative 5. Well, how do I find my y solutions that go with those? Simultaneous equations, you need solutions for x and for y. So when x is 19 over 5, you go back and use this and you substitute x in. You can just do that on a calculator. Put in 1/4 minus 3/4 of 19 over 5, and you get negative 13 over 5. Likewise, negative 5, you put 1/4 minus 3/4 of negative 5, and you get 4. So you've got your 2 sets of solutions there. There we go. Just try to circle that at least. Now, that is messy, and it is tricky. These are probably, I think, just about the most difficult, just in terms of how messy they are, really. So, if you keep plugging away, you keep doing your steps correctly, you will get there. And like a lot of things, like anything, it does take practice. Good luck.